Hello, everyone. What shall we talk about today? Not politics. But what? Oh, never mind. Just kidding. Recently, I went to. What happened? What happened to Canh? She disappeared? She just decided and then she disappeared, just like that? Kitchen duties. Wow, such dedication. Excellent. I was surprised. I was telling my students the other day that Canh has been with me since Lu Mountain Temple, like several years now, like almost 10 years, I'd say. And she's very quiet. She hardly speaks anything. And the only time you get her to talk is when you bring up the boat people saga, and then she cannot stop. How tough she had, and she nearly died, and stuff like that. Still stuck in her mind. So for a long time, I look at her and say, "My God, why are you stuck at third dhyana?" And this is to remind you that once you get the third dhyana, fact is that it's very difficult to get out. That's why most monks and nuns, when they get the third dhyana, they stuck there lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, including the meditation monk specialists. They stuck big time. So I look at her and say, "Oh my God, you're stuck big time." And she doesn't want to meditate. She only wants to recite the Buddha's name and attend lectures and work in the kitchen. That's it. And then recently, I looked at her and said, "What? What happened to you? Now you made it to 6th samadhi, meaning you can now have more disciples than I do. Because most Indian gurus are about 6th samadhi. That's why they look at us monks, Buddhist monks, and say, "Why are you so low?" And one even bragged he had 1 million disciples throughout the world. So now she's going to be a guru, and that's my last laugh. You think you have more disciples than us? We have few disciples, but higher level samadhi disciples, not lowlifes or politicians. All right. Let's see. I'm pleased because I went to another branch temple up north. We not mention the city name in the Bay Area, of course. And also I was surprised as well because I removed the abbot a few months ago, and they were not happy. He said, "We had a good thing going for ourselves, and then you took it away from us, and you give us an old monk." And so recently, something like a week ago, I went up north and looked at them and said, "What happened to you? They also improved." Ungrateful Northern Californians. What can I say? You always want things your way. You always say, why? Why can't I have it my way? Because your way is a loser's way. What else can I say? Put it in a polite way. Anyway, it's just to tell you that the spirit of what we do here is we do 2 things. We've been very consistent since I came to Lu Mountain Temple over 10 years ago. Saturday, we practice Chan meditation because that's Mahayana's most important way to train our people. There's no more effective training method than Chan meditation. I looked around and I found it out because my master forced me to teach. He told me to teach. And I said, what for? These people. I don't like them. Why should I teach them? They don't like me. Why should I teach them? But after teaching for 15 years, I finally realized why he told me to teach and why that in Mahayana we put so much emphasis in Chan meditation. There's so many books on Chan, how to teach Chan and Chan techniques and stuff like that. All those books are basically barely scratching the surface of what Chan is about, Chan training is about. And of course, it's nothing. No one knows or understands anything about Wei Yang Chan training, as a matter of fact. Okay, including my master, when he's a Wei Yang patriarch, but he never really explained to us, to his disciples, why it's Wei Yang. Okay, anyway, so Saturday is when we practice meditation to do self-help, meaning you develop samadhi power. And I gave another example. This woman back there who used to be my head chef, and she quit recently. She used to go to my master's temple, and many temples, not just Master Xinhua's temples, to, I don't know, do what? To help out in the kitchen or help out a little bit. Never listened to the Dharma, never listened to the lecture, never was interested in meditation. Okay? And she did that for decades. Yes? And all of a sudden, she decided to stay at Lu Mountain Temple with a new regime, the old regime from my master's non-disciple, and I changed it quite a bit after we threw out. And she decided to stay on after all the slanders, all the criticism, and but she continued to work in the kitchen, okay, and lo and behold, within a year or two, she started becoming interested in going to do the Chan Qi, which is going to happen in about a month, the winter Chan Qi. And there's a reason for that, because her health was deteriorating very quickly. So the Chan Qi helped her recover very quickly as well. And so she's hooked on the Chan Qi. I'm told that this year, when we have 9 weeks of Chan Qi, she plans to attend all 9 weeks of Chan Qi. How's that? A very young, 70-something woman. And and then recently I look at her and say, she left me, of course. And when during the pandemic, went and worked, made some money, and then came back. And now she doesn't want to cook in the kitchen anymore. She only wants to listen to the lecture and do the Chan Qi. So I totally lost another head chef. So I said, why? Why on earth? What happened, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas? Why don't you send me more help? You know. And look at her wife. She's almost 8th samadhi. Lo and behold, she not even sitting in full lotus. She said, my legs hurt too much, I don't like full lotus. Yeah. Not bad, huh? She was nothing. She came from the other side. Nothing. And ask her if she's grateful. She say, hell no. Yes, orange.
Thầy, con tới thầy đó cũng có một cái nhân duyên rất là lớn. Con muốn kể lại một cái câu chuyện.
Yeah.
Ngày xưa đó, ngày Hòa Thượng Tiên Hóa còn đó, thầy con thì nó là chùa, chuyện thì xa quá, con không có đi đâu tới hết trơn á. Miễn mà con ước mong ở gần đây có cái chùa thì con mới đi tới. Biết không? Rồi cái ngày Hòa Thượng Tiên Hóa, không biết ổng có thần thông hay sao mà không biết nữa. Cái thầy ổng mới kêu ở Kim Lưng Tự. Tại Kim Lưng tới đây này cũng đâu có xa đâu. Thầy ổng mới kêu người ta nói là ở Rosemead ở đâu đó kiếm chùa.
Okay. Really?
Yeah,
Stop sign. She doesn't drive. Translate. When she goes like this, she can go on for the next half hour.
I would like to share my story that relate to the reason why I come to Blue Mountain, because back then I used to volunteer at my master temple, and then I always wish that there will be a temple that close to my house. And then back then, Master YongHua was at Guo Yin Monastery, and then he said that, do you know Muni area, Muni tribe? Go over there and look for a temple.
Mô Phật. Rồi cái tụi con đó thì ở Kim Lương Tự.
Rosemead, not Muni. It's okay.
Ở Kim Lương Tự thì mấy sư cô mới nói là bây giờ sư phụ kêu đi kiếm chùa.
So my master said, go to Rosemead area and look for a temple over there.
Cái tại tụi con đi kiếm, tôi với quả Canh á, hai người.
Not much time left.
So me and another lady, quả Canh, went around and looked for it.
Cái đi tới đường ly ở bên Rosemead qua cái cầu ở chỗ đó đó. Ở chỗ đó có một cái kho lớn lắm, khoảng 10.000 square feet vậy.
So we went to the street, the Lee Street, and then passed over the bridge, and then we saw a warehouse, a big warehouse around 10,000 square feet or larger.
Cái tụi con hay tôi với quả Khanh hai người kiếm được cái mới đi trình lên cho sư cô biết.
So two of us saw that place, and then we talked to the nun, to notify the nun about the place.
Cái bắt đầu là sư phụ là bệnh rồi. Tới chừng đó là sư phụ kiếm được cái chùa, thì kiếm được cái chỗ đó là sư phụ bệnh.
So by that time when we found the temple, my sư phụ start to have a health problem.
Là cái chuyện đó là ngưng lại rồi.
And then we have to suspend the project.
Rồi không có bao lâu là sư phụ qua đời.
And then soon after that, Master passed away.
Rồi xong cái thầy qua đời xong rồi cái chuyện là im hết rồi.
And then it sounds like the project died down.
Rồi khoảng 1 năm sau, 2 năm sau vậy đó, thầy sư cô Hằng Lượng đó thầy mới kiếm được một cái chùa gần ở đây này, bây giờ ở chỗ chùa cũ đó.
And then about 1-2 years after Master passed away, then Venerable Hằng Liang found a temple that is where Blue Mountain Temple at.
Cái tôi quả ngân thầy cũng rất là mừng đó. Ô bây giờ mình cũng có chân đi nữa rồi.
And then back then I was very, very busy.
Xong rồi đó thầy tụi quả ngân thầy đi cái chùa đó rất là nhiều, với sư cô giúp sư cô cũng rất là nhiều ở chỗ cái chùa đó.
But then I came over there and helped out Venerable Nun a lot.
Xong á, thì không có thầy, không có gì hết trơn. Cái chùa đó sư cô ở vậy thôi, có một thầy mình cũng không biết nữa, mình ở trong đi cứ làm công quả vậy thôi à.
So back then there's only Venerable Hằng Liang there. There's no monk, nobody teaching. I don't know anything. All I know is just come over there and help out around.
Rồi Quả Ngân đó thì nói sư phụ qua đời thì mình cũng muốn kiếm một người thầy để dạy mình, để học pháp rồi này kia, để nhiều khi cái pháp mình nghe mà mình không biết, muốn hỏi thầy gì đó thì con phát nguyện sư phụ ơi, coi đó có nhiều thầy lắm mà con không có chọn được người nào hết á.
So after Master passed away, my Shifu passed away, I always have a wish to have another teacher so that if I have any question I can ask, or the new teacher can teach me. So I pray to Master YongHua because back then there's a lot of teacher around, but I didn't choose any of them.
Rồi xong rồi cái con phát nguyện như vậy thì thôi cũng để qua nữa. Cái có một thời gian sau đó thì cái chùa của sư cô đó thì muốn giao cho người thừa kế mà không có ai nhận hết đó.
And after I prayed to Master YongHua, and then later on, Venerable Hằng Liang want to give the temple to someone, but then nobody can take care of it.
Xong rồi cái sau mà thầy tới lại để nhận cái chùa đó.
And then after that, my master came and accept the temple.
Cái Quả Ngân thì cũng sao mà đi tới cũng một thời gian, cũng khoảng 1-2 tháng không có tới chùa đó.
And then there was a period about 1 or 2 months I didn't came to the temple.
Cái bữa đó sư cô nói là bây giờ chùa có thầy rồi, cô đi.
And then Venerable Hằng Liang told me that we have a teacher at the temple, you should come.
Cái Quả Ngân đi tới thấy tại sao mà thấy thầy á đang thuyết pháp.
And when I came, I saw Master was lecturing.
Cái Quả Ngân nhìn, Quả Ngân cũng rất là thích. Thầy này được à.
I took a look at Master and then I was so happy. He's not bad.
Chắc sư phụ chỉ mình tới đây rồi đó ha.
Probably sư phụ guide me here.
Cái xong Quả Ngân cũng.
And those were my glorious days when I lectured the 60-70 people. Look around you. It's getting worse and worse. The pandemic thing here is not helping.
Thì Quả Ngân thấy sư phụ nó bây giờ đó thì Quả Ngân cũng biết nữa. Giống thầy sư phụ đó cũng có chia cái Phật tử ở đâu hết rồi. Quả Ngân cũng có thể nhận ra gì nè. Có một mớ thầy ở bên Long Bích, có một mớ thầy ở bên Lương Sơn Tự. Thầy Quả Ngân thầy tới chùa thầy Quả Ngân ở tới giờ này đó.
I got a feeling that Master YongHua, he actually already have a plan for all of the disciples, and then he decided who stay who, and then a good number of them stay at Long Beach Monastery, and then some stay at Blue Mountain Temple, and I happen to stay there too.
Rồi Quả Ngân nghe sư phụ nói một câu ha, là cái này mình nghe trong cái băng sư phụ nói đó, tự nhiên mình mở ra đó, nghe sư phụ nói là bây giờ đó thầy đó sư phụ mở ra chùa chiền nhiều như vậy đó, ai không có tới tu đó, mai mốt đừng có trách sư phụ ha.
And I heard in one of the tape, Master YongHua said that now I have a lot of temple. If you don't come to my temple and cultivate, anything happen, don't blame me.
Bây giờ Quả Ngân nghe tiếng đó rồi, thôi bây giờ mình cũng tạm dừng ở đây để theo thầy để học pháp này. Mô Phật.
And because of that, so I decided to stay here and follow Master YongHua.
Mà học Pháp với thầy đó thì nhiều khi quả ngăn thầy con người không biết chữ, không biết gì hết trơn. Em ngồi nói là nị dầu què, dầu mắc đuôi, dầu điếc mà mày còn muốn đi đường xa nữa. nhà mấy em nói như vậy đó.
And then I am illiterate. I couldn't read or write. And then my brother and sister usually teasing me like I am blind. I cannot see. I have ear, but I cannot hear. And I am handicapped. I cannot walk.
Bởi vì nói cũng đúng nữa. Mày không biết chạy xe, thì không biết chữ, rồi không người điếc mà không biết nghe nữa, mà mày còn ham lội đi đằng chỗ này chỗ kia vậy đó.
And then you cannot drive, you cannot walk, you cannot hear, you cannot understand, you cannot read. Why you are all over the place?
Mô Phật, nhiều khi con có sám hối với thầy nữa, nhiều khi thầy nói gì con có ngăn cứ chống đối thầy quá chừng, con cũng sám hối với thầy. Mô Phật.
And I would like to repent because a lot of the time Master say something and then I strongly disagree with you.
Thầy nhận người đệ tử này cũng mệt lắm mà.
I know it's a lot of work for you to take on a disciple like me.
For the record, all those disciples of Master YongHua at Blue Mountain Temple, they're all gone. Thank goodness. They discussed it with me and said I was too unfilial, too phony, too whatever. And they all left except for her. And the reason she stuck around is in order to prove to me that I was wrong. So she waited for a year to have a chance to tell me that I was wrong. This woman is like that. She may not recognize characters, but she's very determined as a woman. When she wants to do something, you cannot stop her. No one can stop her. So she waited for a year to tell me that I was so wrong. I was unfilial. I was, this. I was that, and and furthermore, and so forth and so forth. And after a year, she said, "Okay, you're right."
Và có nhiều khi Ngoại Ngân cũng sám hối với thầy. Nhiều khi Ngoại Ngân biết những cái chuyện đó ở ngoài đời, nhìn thầy làm cái gì cũng sai hết á. mà Quảng Ngân còn nói một câu như vậy nè: thầy ơi, con nói với thầy đó, cũng có ngồi trên bàn mà để bàn với thầy nè: thầy ơi, con nhìn thầy tới đây thôi, thầy nhìn tới bên kia Quảng Ngân không có thấy. Bởi vì thầy á, Quảng Ngân á, làm nhìn cái gì đó Quảng Ngân nói Quảng Ngân đúng không à, mà thầy nhìn cái gì rất là xa. Thầy nhìn ở bên kia có cái núi vàng, Quảng Ngân không có thấy được. Bởi vì Quảng Ngân cứ nói thầy sai không á. Còn bữa nay sám hối với thầy nữa.
So Master, I have another thing that I would like to repent because I used to judge you. Everything you do is so wrong to me. Everything I do is right, and then I look at you, you are all totally wrong. But because you have a long-term vision, you can see things very, very far. You can see beyond the mountain, and then you can see the gold over there. But I cannot, so I am so narrow-minded. I would like to repent.
Don't believe that. I cannot see the gold. If I could, I wouldn't be here. But it's funny. The relationships actually back then adversarial. She didn't like me. She said, "This guy is so wrong. I'm gonna have to change him for the better."
Mô Phật, bữa nay tôi thấy thầy thấy được cái núi vàng rồi đó thầy. Còn nữa thầy.
But the funny thing is that everyone left. Everyone's so disgusted, and they all left. And I said, she was actually one of the last few. She was the last one. That was the last one. And Xian Jie in San Jose was the last one. And Roberta and a few more. And I said, what are you waiting for? Just leave me so that I can go to my mountain and be happier. And they refused to go. And this woman, that particular woman, I said, I cannot go until I tell him that he's so wrong, and he has to recognize it. He has to admit it. Oh, well. So anyway, anyone has anything to reminisce? Also, now we're reminiscing like the other side. It's disgusting. We have nothing important to talk about. Yes, sir. Black.
Master, last week you started your talk Saturday morning saying that Venerable Master YongHua had given you your Dharma. You didn't understand it at the time, but then you never told us what that Dharma that he gave you was. And
it will be revealed to you one way or the other during the Avatamsaka Sutra lectures. I've been waiting for that. Yes, of course. I will pass on everything he told me eventually, but yes, it's not a problem at all. Okay, because it's fascinating the way that he taught me. Yeah. Anyway, the way he teaches is quite different from mine. See, I correct people; he doesn't. For example, this morning, the Weino did it wrong. During the fast recitation, I keep on telling people this, but they don't seem to remember or pay attention. The fast recitation is crescendo. You go and you increase the speed and keep on increasing. This guy, he increases the speed, and about 5 minutes into it, he forgot, and then he has a false start, and then he started speeding up more, and then he took a breath, and it slows down. And this is what happens to all the Chinese people. I noticed that the Chinese Weinos, that's what they do. They go a little bit faster, and they take a breath, and they forgot where they are, so they start slow again, and so it's like a wave, up and down, up and down. No, it's a slope. You go up and up and up and up and up until where you're so fast that you only have one thought: Emitofuo, 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 nothing else can go in between, and then you stop and go to silent recitation. That's the technique behind it. Pay attention. That's how you train your people. Okay? Mm-hmm. So, unlike my teacher, I spend a lot of time correcting the individuals one by one by one by one. I'm running out of time. I don't have time to and energy because of people like her keeps on fighting me. It gets tiring. But it's funny because if you think about it, why do we stress so much in our temples, unlike where she came from? Samadhi, samadhi, samadhi. Okay? Look at the woman. Okay? How can COVID-19 kill her? It's impossible. When the COVID was terrifying everyone, including my master's temple. They all terrified. Right? Don't come to the temple. Don't infect us. We have important work to do called cultivation. And what do? Since last December, no mask, going everywhere, bringing back the COVID-19, and none of us died. Some got sick, but they got over it very quickly. It's about, if your samadhi level is high enough, you have nothing to worry about, this COVID-19. Okay? And this is what the scientists don't know. Okay? So look at her. She went away and did her work and make a lot of money, and they're all wearing masks and came back wearing masks after a while. And they look around and say, what are these people? You think we are not worried about our own lives? Are you crazy? There are a lot of sick people coming to our temple. If we're worried, we'd be forced to observe mask and disinfection and stuff like that. When it first started, people gave us masks, disinfecting lotions and stuff like that. And I said, we don't need them. Can we give them away? Because it's such a waste. And sure enough, we still have a lot of masks, right? Hundreds, if not thousands of masks. Let's have a fire sale. Okay, end of the season. And all those things. Okay. And it's not her. One of my other disciples who used to come here every now and then, and her husband is very macho, he says, yes, I'm happy you found something you like to do, that you found very helpful, but the more you come, the more you butt heads with me. I used to not mind, but now your head is much harder than mine. It starts hurting when you butt heads with me. And so I said, hey, he's right. You take it easy on your poor husband, you hear? You let him win. And then make him happy. Don't come too often. Sneak over here with he doesn't pay attention, like when he's drunk or something. Then you come over here. You get drunk, I go to the temple. Fair deal. So anyway, eventually he got the COVID-19. He got infected. So he doesn't come to the temple because he resents the fact that his wife gets stronger. And he doesn't. We taught her how to help her husband recover from COVID-19. No big deal. You don't even need to meditate. I don't know why the world is so terrified of this virus. It's a farce. Anyway, so she took care of him. He's healed now, and now another member of the family is infected and so forth. And when that happened, when the husband was infected and he was quarantined at home, she's the one who took care of him. And never crossed my mind, should I protect her or should I help her? Because her samadhi level is high enough. There's no way the COVID-19 can harm her. No way. Okay? And sure enough, she's still alive today. I rest my case. Yes, White.
Master, is there some kind of relation between samadhi and giving up your attachments as much as possible as a layperson?
Well, yes.
Just getting rid of all the stuff that you're not using as a layperson?
Yes. The samadhi, the higher your level or your samadhi increases, the easier it is for you to let go, okay, of your attachments. Okay, so that's why you. Not only the samadhi increases, actually you find life more enjoyable. You find life as you keep on improving to the point where actually you find life to be wonderful. Okay, it's fantastic. Okay, you enjoy it more and more and more, so that's why samadhi in Mahayana we stress so much. We don't want to waste your time. That when you practice, we keep on stressing that when you practice, it's for the purpose of improving yourself. If you improve, good things happen naturally. Okay, and that's what's different between us and where she came from. Because I am lazy. I'm running out of time. I'm getting busier and busier. And so when I see people improving, it makes me very happy. That they getting better themselves, and they becoming happier, and then they're more useful for themselves and for the families. Okay, like that case where that lady who eventually kept, stood her ground, and now she's able to help her husband without jeopardizing the family. Okay, that COVID-19 here is very easy to handle if you take care of it right off the bat. If you wait too long, it gets more and more difficult. Recently, there's a case a few months ago, someone who was in an ICU for 10 days, no medication. This is before Donald got infected. And so nothing worked, so they had to try experimental drugs. And the woman went around to all the temples, Buddhist and non-Buddhist, and places like that to get help. And so finally, no one could help her. She called me and said, "How long has he been sick?" He said, "He's been in ICU for 10 days now. He's going to die." I said, "Oh, what? Why did you wait so long to let me know?" He said, "I forgot about your phone number." I said, yeah, right. So I said, I tell you what, maybe it's too late. But we could try, throw money at it. She's very rich, by the way, but stingy. So I said, let's do this. In a week, we stop. We will not. His condition will not get worse. That's a sign. That is going to improve, right? It's going to valley down, and then it has to stop before it can go up. So he says, "Okay, how much?" I said, "That much?" But when they're desperate, I'm kidding. So anyway, a week later, sure as to my prediction, it didn't get worse. And she called. She said, "Why isn't he well yet?" I said, "Did he get better? Did he stop regressing or deteriorating his condition?" He says, "No." He said, "I told you, give me some more time." And then next week she called me again. "What's taking so long?" I said, "What's happening?" He said he couldn't breathe the week before, but now he can breathe. I said, "That's so it's getting better. What are you complaining about?" He says, "Can you do it quicker?" That's so Chinese. It's Chinese people. Yeah. "Can you help him more?" I didn't dare ask for more money. I always have the last laugh, kids. Anyway, so every week she would bug me. He say, "How much longer? How much longer?" I gave her a low dosage solution. And something like a month later, she stopped calling me every week. He died. I mean, no. Yeah. It's so typical of these people. As soon as he got better, "Master who? Who are you again?" They forgot about you right away. So, such is life. So the point is that what you're doing right now is actually very good for you and for your family. Keep improving, and good things happen to you and your family. Okay? Any questions? Yeah. It's happened time and time again. Okay, and I never said anything years ago at Lu Mountain Temple because it's too small. We at lunch, during ceremonies, no one shows up. At lunch, hello, behold, people came out from the woodworks, and then so I had to find ways to get rid of them. So those people from her side of the fence did things to me that help persuade a lot of people to leave. So it's perfect for my needs. Yeah? Final comment.
Mô Phật và thầy nói quên còn nói khen khúc nữa. Bởi vì Quả Ngân ở chùa với thầy, ở trong chùa này nè, thầy có nhiều cái nó phiền phức lắm, nhiều cái nó lời qua tiếng lại rất là nhiều.
What?
Người ta không có thích thầy, người ta kêu Quả Ngân nó bỏ thầy đi, đừng có theo thầy nữa.
What? You actually tell you that? At work, I heard.
Mô Phật.
One thing that I forgot to mention before, at your temple, there's a lot going on, and people keep talking and say like, leaving Master, he's not a good person.
Mô Phật ơi, biết Quả Ngân trả lời làm sao? Mấy người.
Do you know what I replied to them?
Mấy người nói tầm bậy không à?
Pray do.
Mấy người nói tầm bậy không à? Thầy mai sao còn độ gia đình con để tới tu nữa. Con trả lời như vậy đó thầy. Khoảng 15 năm trước ngõ trả lời một câu đó. Mà ngõ cứ chờ đợi hoài. Mấy người nói bỏ thầy đi, trời ơi theo thầy làm chi. Cái này cái kia lời qua tiếng lại rất là nhiều. Con nói là nói tầm bậy. Tôi theo thầy như vậy, thầy mai sau phải độ gia đình con tới để tu nó thiệt. Có kết quả như vậy đó thầy.
And as recent as a few weeks ago, some of my ex-disciples came to her place of work and told her to leave as well.
So
right?
a lot of people came to me and say like, why are you still following him? Just quit, just leave. Don't hang around with him. And then I told them like, no, you speak nonsense. Because in the future, he will be the one who cross over all my family.
And those people, yeah.
Mô Phật cái mà má con Quả Ngân qua đời đó. Thì qua đời xong rồi đó, thầy nói là má con đi giảng sanh rồi. Cái con nói là thầy ở nhà trong gia đình đó, bữa đó làm lễ nữa, thì 3 tuần sau thầy nói là má Quả Ngân đi giảng sanh rồi. Và Quả Ngân nghe cũng mừng quá chừng á. Thầy miễn mà má con đó đi giảng sanh đó, thầy phải có một cái chứng cớ để cho Quả Ngân tin, Quả Ngân con người á. Má con đi giảng sanh mà.
Go back to where you come from.
So when my mom passed away, Master helped my mom during the 49-day period, and 3 weeks after she passed away, Master said, your mom make it to the Pure Land. And then, like for me, I'm not easily believe. It has to be some evidence. Otherwise, I will not buy into his words.
Xong rồi cái con mới trả lời thầy đó, thầy má con đi giảng sanh đó, phải độ gia đình của Quả Ngân đó, ai nào cũng biết tu hết. Thầy nói có, thầy gật đầu thầy nói có. Thầy gật đầu thầy nói yeah.
And then I told Master, if my mom make it to the Pure Land, then my mom have to go back and help everyone in my family to cultivate. And Master replied, okay.
Wait. You see, it's typical to be from the other side. If your mom makes it to the Pure Land, okay, assuming your mom makes it to the Pure Land, okay, what would you do first? Most normal people, my disciples, they would say, thank you, Master. I'm so grateful to you. Yes? Nod your heads. Come on. Yes? Huh? Yes, I'm so grateful. You see, what did she do? Made more demands. It's so typical. And you know, I want you to know this. The fact is that after my disciples who deserted me, who left me, and whatever the reasons, where did they go? They got accepted over the other side.
Rồi Mô Phật còn em gái ngọ đó, cô Lan á, cô nói là thầy nhận tiền ta, thầy phải nói yes rồi chứ đâu có nói no đâu.
And then my sister said like, Master accept people's money, of course he have to say yes.
Còn liếc một cái nữa, còn thấy một cái nữa cười lắm. Bởi vì cô đó cô cứ nói sám hối với thầy hoài á.
That's why my sister repeating say like, oh, I need to repent to Master.
That's my least favorite disciple. Yes, Blue.
Xong rồi đó, chuyện má con làm hậu sự sau xong hết rồi đó. Thầy gia đình tôi 37 người tới quy với thầy đó. Cho tôi một cái chứng nhận như.
Yeah. And then after the funeral and everything done with my mom, the whole family, 37 people came and take refuge with Master. That is the evidence.
And now where are they?
Nó đi đâu đi mà miễn ơi cái chồng nó dũng tử cho được. Cái chồng nó dũng tử biết đi tới đây lại hoặc là được rồi.
Master, doesn't matter wherever they are, as long as you give them the seat, that's enough.
It's our 10th purge. Yes, Blue.
This is so interesting. It really is, because a couple of days ago, I was conversing with a friend of mine who comes to the temple whenever she can. And she says, oh, do you know this person's name? And she wrote the name, and I go, yeah. Holding my opinion, not knowing what the person was going to say. And the person who is talking to me is someone who is a celebrity somewhat. She's a celebrity. Uh-huh. And she goes, this person's been writing to me, and she's really telling me all these terrible things. And
about me, of course. Who else?
Who else? And then she just copied and sent me all the stuff this person has been saying, basically to tell her, don't go there, don't talk to him. Uh-huh. And so...
It's recent, right?
This was just 2 days ago.
Oh, I see.
So, of course, I had a field day. Uh-huh. And at the end of it all, I said, I'll talk to you in person about particulars, but basically, it seems to me that people would rather slander Master than look at themselves.
No, that's not true.
Then say, hey, look at themselves and improve themselves. They would rather do that. And
bless your heart.
Yeah. And this lady does a lot of charity work in Vietnam. So I said,
What? He reached out to her? Wow. Well, he's very upset, dude.
Lady. So
the lady badmouthed me, a lady?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's another one? Oh, my God. I'm not aware of that, this lady.
Oh, you will when you hear the name. So anyhow, I just said, you just keep doing your good work. And I said, there's just a lot of low lives out there. We just walk around them and we just keep doing good.
Wow, interesting. You have to tell me who's this lady here, because I'm aware of one guy. Now is a gal. Jeez, I'm moving to Korea before it catches up with me. Okay, Black, question?
There's a conversation on YouTube. They're trying to figure out how to correlate samadhi levels with arhatship levels.
Samadhi level and what?
And arhatship. first level arhat, second, third, fourth?
First level arhat is one samadhi level. Okay? And then second and third and then fourth. It's different levels.
So fourth level would be fourth level samadhi? Is fourth level arhat?
No. It's beyond. This is Mahayana information, Mahayana knowledge that you will not find that in the books, and it will remain that way. Okay? It's our knowledge. It's not meant for public dissemination, and it's for our people, our training. We don't care if other people believe or don't believe. It doesn't matter to us. Okay, so it hasn't been revealed, and I went through the process where I got there and I said, "Now what?" And then, if you really are sincere in your cultivation, someone and circumstances will lead you to be taught. And it's wonderful. So when I was stuck there, I said, now what? I was by myself cultivating, and my Chinese master kind of deserted me. Short Chinese master. And so I didn't know what to do. And sure enough, Bodhisattva came right away and said, "Don't worry, this is going to happen. This is next." Okay, so you get to the range and beyond those ranges where actually the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas will come and assist you. Okay, have nothing to worry about. Okay, so it's part of the tests. These people, or these poor people, fail the test, as she puts it, and they can't take it, so they fall off. So that's why I call by purge, but they still have other temples they can go to where they'll be taken care of. It's okay. It doesn't matter. It's only words anyway, or texts anyway. So, but we all get what we deserve. You cannot fool the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas. That's not possible. I assure you, it's impossible. Don't worry about what others have to say. Okay, we all get what we deserve. It doesn't matter. You can say anything you want. It doesn't matter. I will still get more branch temples. Many more. I'm telling you right now, because I have work to do. I'm not worried about hearsays and all these people. Go back to the other side. Come on. Make room for us. It's okay. Yes? Are we done? Can we go to lunch? Huh? Okay, let's do the lunch offering. Okay, and then eat lunch, because we have lecture today. 6 Patriarch Sutra. It's kind of fun because we started lecturing on the Flower Adornment Sutra. I highly recommend it, by the way. It's cool. I don't understand it. That's why I highly recommend it. Because you come and you force me to try to understand it. No one comes and says, okay, then I don't understand forever. So actually it's complementary. Flower Adornment Sutra and 6 Patriarch Sutra, actually, I find that they're complementary. I'm not sure I can relate it to you. But after this 6 Patriarch Sutra, I made up my mind. Because it's so important. The Flower Adornment Sutra is so important. I don't think I have time to finish it all the rest of my career, unless I live for another 40 years. It's not possible. If I lecture for 40 years, maybe, continuously for 40 years. My master took him 10 years, 5-6 lectures a day at times. Okay, took him 10 years. It's very intensive. Day in, day out, without fail, every single day. Okay, we only lecture once a week. So after this 6 Patriarch Sutra, we'll do another chapter of the Avatamsaka Sutra, maybe chapter 2, so that people who don't have time, I realize most of you have more important stuff to do, like taking care of your family, yes? Your boyfriend, yes? So you can choose one day to follow one chapter and so forth, so that you have continuity. Because if you only lecture one chapter through multiple days and you miss one day, then you got cut off. There's a wonderful story that being weaved, a tapestry of the universe is being weaved through this sutra. It's fantastic. It's so cool. And until Master YongHua came along, no monks I'm aware of before that dare lecture on this sutra. And after he finished, he himself, he did it a favor. And after he finished, a lot of monks tried to imitate. And of course, they fall way, way far short of what Master YongHua's level. Okay, and so we're going to try to explain a little bit more than Master YongHua did, because you are high level. So that's why more information has to be revealed to you. Okay, so we do that. We're benefiting a lot of people, not just ourselves. So unless you want me to lecture on smaller sutras, it's easier. Shall we take a vote? I admit to you, I get bored very easily. It needs to be challenging, like I'm a gamer. Those computer gamers, unless they're challenged, they have no reason to live. So that's why our lecture, you want to learn Mahayana, you should follow my lectures. First lecture is easier, and next lecture gets a little bit harder and harder and harder and harder and harder. Okay, I don't think I can explain any sutra harder than the Avatamsaka Sutra. I was thinking I might do the Shrangama Sutra, but not enough time. And the Flower Adornment Sutra is too important we need to try. We need to try to explain it. Yeah. Okay, but at least we'll share with you the important Dharma doors that my late short Chinese teacher failed to do for whatever the reasons. They're too important. So that's my view of Buddhism, is that each generation we're supposed to add more to their knowledge store instead of hiding under the prior generation's shadow. Okay, and then we basically are parasites if that's what we do. That's the only thing we do is to, hide, ride on someone else's coattail, So that's why I'm relating to you. Your generation, okay, I hope will do better than my generation. I mean, will do more than my generation. So that's my challenge to you, okay? One day, some of you will be ready and say, well, you know, Master, I think I'm ready to surpass you. I said, no, you're not. Dreadful thing to say. But if I agree with you, I will help you surpass. I will create conditions for you to surpass me. Okay? That's my challenge to you. Try to surpass me. And that's how you will add more in your generation. Because if you cannot surpass me, then I'm still numero uno. With many French temples, no matter what people say. To my quite famous sympathizers. Okay? Yeah. We'll be poor, but we have a lot of French temples. That will never change. Doesn't matter how many people we have, many temples we have, we'll always be poor. Because that's who we are. Okay? We're supposed to be poor. To cultivate, you have to be poor. And needy. For money. Okay? Let them talk. We just do our walking and increase our samadhi power. Okay? Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone. Oh, it's nice to reminisce with you.